Hey guys, it's Henry at Mowers and Blowers again. How are you? This is my Craftsman Ltv 10 Varidrive. As you guys know, this is part 3 of my long, slow process of getting this lawn tractor that I got for free in Center Moriches with Pete Lombardi in a backyard somewhere. It's been sitting around for 8 years. Got the engine running real nice, but I just wanted to try to make a mud mower out of this. It's my first mud mower, so I'm obviously learning as I go, you know. I think I got the front part here all figured out. Got a good pulley system with a clutch there and a belt that fits. I sort of sorted out the tranny. However, I was trying to fix this tire. As you guys know, I can't get any of these wheels off of the transaxle because they're rusted to heck on the shaft, so it won't move or budge. That one's fixed. I put some fix-a-flat in there, and believe it or not, it's actually holding pretty well. I tried some fix-a-flat over here, and it seems to sort of plug okay when I slosh it around a bit and you know, have it vertically like this so that it could penetrate the sidewalls with the dry rot, you know. There's this one area here in the front where there's a pretty good crack, if you will, and it seems to come out a little bit. I mean, it seems to, you know, I flip this upside down so that the fix-a-flat can slosh around here. So what I know about fix-a-flat is it's really just adhesive glue solvent, right, with maybe little bits, tiny little molecular size bits of rubber maybe, that when it's sloshed around, the glue penetrates the crack and then seals it with some of that those bits, you know. But I don't think there's enough bits in it. So it looks like it could probably get plugged if I just slosh it around a little bit more. But what I was reading online was that people actually make their own brew, you know. I've heard of newspaper shavings, stuff like that. So I'm making my own brew here, and people were talking about like antifreeze, because it has some kind of chemical solvent in it that breaks down this and that, whatever. I don't know, I'm not a chemist. But anyway, so I got some antifreeze, which looks kind of like the slime that they have, you know. And I have to be careful not to spill this, because if a dog licks antifreeze, they could die. And I'm going to put some old coffee grounds inside, you know. Slosh that around. I took the valve stem out, put a tube on there, and a little funnel. I'm just going to slowly pour it in there. I'm going to slosh it around this way, flip it upside down, slosh it around that way, and put some air in it and see if some of those coffee grounds with the antifreeze will seal some of these leaks. Because look, I got no choice, you know. It's a slow leak, so hopefully it'll seal. But these wheels won't come off, and if I want to use this transmission, I gotta try to seal the tires, you know. While I was doing some of that sloshing yesterday, the entire the weld broke. You know how I welded this pulley onto here? Well, the weld from the bolt and the this pulley here just broke. So now I'm like doubly screwed, because I just ordered a 52-inch belt that goes from the tranny pulley to the center pulley there, and it's supposed to fit perfectly, and that would have got me going. But now I got to rethink this whole thing now, because that weld's not going to hold. If that's not going to hold just from sloshing this around, how is it going to, you know, handle the torque of the engine? You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to work. So I got to try to figure out how I'm going to get this pulley over here, which is a 1/2-inch pulley, onto that shaft. This shaft is too big. It only fits this aluminum one. This aluminum one will not weld to that. You know what I'm saying? What's inside here is a bolt that's, you know, broken from that, you know. So I'm going to try to separate these two again. It shouldn't be hard as long as I take that screw off, that nut off. This should split in half. And what I'm going to try to do is, instead of drilling a hole into this one and make the hole bigger for it to fit on here. Because even if I did drill a hole big enough to fit this shaft, how am I going to secure it? There are no threads on this shaft. It's just a stub. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about just grinding this one down, right? So that the shaft will fit the hole of that one. I'm going to drill a small little tiny hole on the side here and stick a screw that's going to touch the keyway here. And that'll prevent it from spinning, and then weld it in place. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise, there's really no other way I'm going to be able to secure a pulley onto this shaft, you know. So that's what I'm going to try to do. It's all a learning experience, you know. Try to seal your own tire with stuff that you make at home. Try to fabricate a pulley to get on there, but it has to be that pulley because I already ordered a belt. The belt was cheap, $5.42 on eBay. Really cheap. So belts are cheap, you know. And hopefully once that's sorted out, this thing will be able to run. I'm also going to put my old John Deere RX-75 front tires on here because this one is too thick. It's like an inch thicker than that one, so it rubs when it's inflated onto this area there, so that's not good. I'm going to put smaller, thinner tires on here that you know, should work. I don't have to worry about a mower deck because there is none, right? So it's not going to drag against the ground because it's lower. So that's the plan. As you can see, it didn't work because the coffee grounds just basically clogged that thing and I couldn't get any more in there, you know. I don't even know if I got much in there at all, if any. That's some of the fix-a-flat that's coming out. It ain't gonna work. I might try to use some of that thing they call tire ject. I've seen a couple of videos on tire ject. I actually emailed tire ject and said, hey, you know, if you send me a bottle, I'll do a review on my YouTube channel. And apparently, you know, he just ignored me because these guys, they just go for guys that have like hundreds and thousands of views a day. You know, I don't have that. You know, I'm just I'm a small YouTuber. You know, trying to make my way up, but you know, they'll just ignore you unless you have like 50,000 subscribers or something. I'm surprised Tarl hasn't done it, or Donny Boy, you know. They get a lot of views. That's okay. I'll probably just go and buy a bottle and do a review anyway, you know. So I actually managed to extract the bolt from the pulley. And actually, the weld held. What happened was the bearing broke free from the aluminum pulley. That's what happened. So the weld actually held. So now I've got a little bit of a spacer there for that shaft. So I'm going to grind this shaft a little, and I'm going to weld this bolt and bearing right onto the shaft. They're both metal, so it should hold. And my weld's actually held. I'm really surprised. I really whacked it with a hammer to extract that, you know, so the weld's strong. So I think that might work. that looks pretty good. I also grinded that so it's nice and clean. So now this bearing and this nut is ready to be welded right there. So I'm going to go around with the welder. That's pretty good. I'm going to go over it once over, seal it all. Smoking. Uglier than hell, but solid. It's a little wobbly, but it'll be alright, I think. Yeah, it'll be good once I get the bolt on there. Hopefully. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit more, maybe with the grinder. But I think that'll work. A lot of blobs. Welding's fun. Y'all should try it. So I just impacted it on there. There you go. Pretty good. I mean, it wobbles like a smidgen, but you know what? It's going to be alright. It's a pulley. Nothing goes on there but a belt. Problem is it going to hold? I think it might. It's pretty good. Well, pulley's on there nicely now, welded. Just going to wait for the belt to come in the mail. Put the transmission back on. Attach the brake on there. Flip it back on its top again and try the engine. The engine might have trouble starting because of it sitting on the side all this time. Maybe a lot of oil got in there. Add some oil. See if we can get this started. If we get it started, I'm going to put the John Deere wheels on there. and then see what we got. Forgot to put the fan on there. Nice. Gotta wait for my belt, so stay tuned for my next episode of my mud mower project. Follow me on Instagram at mowersblowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. Subscribe, like, share. Appreciate it.